Alright guys, welcome back. This is kind of part 3 of the relay information. We've finished up with Cephalon Simaris for the most part. And so this is going to kind of just cover the other 3 kind of cool things on the 3 kind of cool things. The other important things on a relay. So if you're holding Q or whatever else your wheel is, you can have your personal Teshin, Cephalon Simaris, which we're just there, Darvo deal, the syndicates, Ergo Glast, arbitration honors, and the True Master's font. So the True Master's font is not going to be really important to a beginner because you have to be ranked 30 to use a True Master's font. However, you can use, if you are that level, you can use it to bless players within the relay with different buffs and abilities every 23 hours. So it's kind of cool. Arbitration honors. We covered these very, very briefly when we were talking about the galvanized mods and Vitus Essence. So these are from doing arbitrations, and there are a bunch of different mods that are cool, kind of cool. There are some mods that you can only get here. Rolling Guard is one that is super useful for as a defensive mod on your Warframe. There's a couple skins, a statue, some cosmetic things. This is also how you get Grendel, is from the arbitration honors. So getting Vitus Essence and Art Gun Ribbon mods. Again, one of the coolest things here is the Art Gun Ribbon mods, and then the galvanized mods, and then some specific arcanes that I'm not 100% sure if you can get them from anywhere else. I think they just might be from here or from doing the arbitrations themselves. So that's kind of arbitration honors in a nutshell. It's basically just a reward shop from running arbitrations and getting Vitus Essence. The reason Ergo Glast shows up, even though he is technically a syndicate head, he also is where you purchase the Tenet weapons from using the corrupted hollow keys, which you can start doing, I think, as early as like rank 5, rank 10. I need one more in order to buy things. But it's kind of just a rotating shop of random elements for each of the weapons. Not as much of an issue anymore, given my goodness. Okay, well, let me think. Anyway, it's a random assortment of what elements they will be. That might cover in an actual Tenant Kuva Coda weapon video. Anyway, they're special. They have different things that they do, and the stock rotates on a weekly basis, kind of like everything else. So if you don't like the energy or the mounts, you can always come back the next week, change it up, or get multiple ones and do the special thing. That's a little more information is needed at this point. Okay, continuing on. So he is one of the 6 syndicates, which if you click on syndicates, it will give you this option, so you can go wherever you want. Certain syndicates hate each other. You can kind of learn that by trying it out. They will also tell you which groups hate them when you're first kind of choosing a syndicate back in your orbiter. So that's that. Then we have Darvo Deal. The only good thing about this is to get Clem to run a Clem mission. You do not really want to buy anything Darvo has on sale. I promise you, it is going to be cheaper to get it yourself instead of spending platinum on it. 100% of the time. Unless it's the HEMA, because very few guilds have researched the HEMA. Anyway, that's a niche case. Anyway, so this is how you get Clem. Do the Clem missions. They're fun. It's often a weekly thing for Nightwave. I need to go over Nightwave at some point. Anyway, we did Simaris. Teshin, big thing. So Teshin has 2 modes. He's the sponsor for the Conclave, which is the PvP for Tenno. Yeah, I haven't played it either. That's no, I'm here. The other thing is that as you start playing Steel Path, this is where you trade in your Steel Path honors to get certain things. One of the most important being a Veiled Ribbon Cipher. These are auto finish ribbons, so you don't have to complete the challenges. Some people might think it's cheating. I see it as a fact of you wanting to find out stuff faster. There's that. It's also got then it's just a bunch of cosmetic stuff, pretty much. With an operator suit in the Bashama Dex outfit, which is really cool. And yeah, the Veiled Ribbon ciphers and the ribbon, and those are all on a weekly thing. Sometimes like Umbral Forma will show up as a weekly thing, so it just depends. Yeah, so this is where you spend all of your steel essence that you get playing in the Steel Path. Okay, and I think that's it for, honestly, everything here in this. Yeah, we'll cover Nightwave real quick. Okay, so Nightwave is different than how it used to be, but this is how it's going to be for now. So, easy way to think of it, Nightwave is a weekly set of missions that you complete in order to get a different type of standing. In this case, Nora Nightwave Cred. And then, it starts off for your first 30 ranks where you get certain things, or if you already have them, because some things carry over from Nightwave Mix to Nightwave Mix, then you will just get whatever currency is instead. And these range from elite weeklies, regular weeklies, and then dailies. Dailies last for 3 days, and they usually fairly simple things. Your weeklies are sometimes easier than the dailies, sometimes not, just depends. And then your elite weeklies are usually something of a sort of difficult type, like killing the exploiter orb. It's not something that necessarily you're always going to have access to. The other important thing is that every Tenno gets the same exact weeklies, dailies, and elite weeklies. They are the same. So, if you haven't completed the content in order to unlock whatever that mission requires, that doesn't matter. You will still have it show up here, which kind of sucks for you, but it's also fair, you know. So that's the thing, and it's usually your dailies, however many dailies you have. It's 5 or 6 weeklies and then 2 elite weeklies, something like that. Yeah. And then you can use the cred from doing these to spend in Nora Nightwave's shop, which you can't access when you're not in your orbiter. So we're done here. We're gonna go back to the orbiter and I'll show you the shop. Okay, so it's this over here. It makes noise if you have that turned on in your settings when you walk by it. But you have what's called, yeah, you can turn it off right here if you don't want to listen to it. Nor Nightwave. There were some. There were originally like mini quest style events that Nightwave was a part of. And you can find a bunch of lore videos on that if you go look on YouTube. They were cool. They were dropped though in response for DE wanting to focus more energy on making better quests, better content like that for us, instead of this kind of in between thing that was not as important. It's cool to go back and read about it. Overall, I think it's a good change that they made because we've gotten such great quests out of it since they made this change, so I appreciate it. But anyway, credit offerings. Important things to know. Orokin Catalysts and Orokin Reactors. The most important things you can get from this whole store. Catalysts double the available mod capacity of a weapon. Reactors double the mod capacity of a Warframe, Archwing, or Companion. Important. Very useful. Easiest way to get them in the game is getting them from Nightwave. The other thing is this is where you get Vauban. His systems blueprint and chassis. I think you buy his regular blueprint from the shop. And then this is also where you get Nightingale extract, which is used in a ton of different builds and things. So it's a good idea to keep 15 or so on hand in case they come out with something that needs it immediately. You can also buy Kuva here. It's not worth it. It's usually to farm it up. And then there are a couple of... This is where you can get the majority of the Aura mods, the kind of normal ones. Corrosive Projection is one of the favorites. I don't know if it still is. It was when I started playing. Then you can get some other related things, more skins. This is where you can get the some noggles and things related to previous Nora Nightwave events. Trying to think if there's anything else here that's really important. From time to time, this is where you can also get wolf beacons. Wolf beacons, Inter Hills, Oubliette, Stalker beacons. Yeah, they sometimes show up here. And there are a group of weapons that can only be gotten from Nightwave. I think it's the Jaw Sword, the Glaive Blueprint, the Heat Dagger, the Plasma Sword. I think it's those 4. There might be 1 or 2 more, but yeah. So that's Nightwave in a nutshell. It's kind of just a questing system. Like it's a daily, weekly quest kind of deal. That rewards you with getting you easy access to reactors and catalysts, some cosmetics, and there are mods. So that should wrap it up for that. I think that's pretty much everything I covered in my intro video. So probably just make the simulacrum video, which might end up being a much longer video. I'm trying to keep these kind of short and condensed, make it a lot easier for people to just find the information they want or need and move on. Because I understand how frustrating it can be watching a long video. So anyway, I hope this has helped someone. Thank you for watching, and everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.